A dozen local officials talk wildfire season and how you can get ready. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. Take it from Fire Chief Travis Davis of Summit Fire and EMS. They are ready for wildfire season.
I'm proud to say that you have a very capable and well-oiled response force when it comes to initial attack in Summit County.
But he also admits wildfires can easily overwhelm.
We're a very small force compared to some of the things that we could potentially be up against. When you think about how the fire blew up over the mountain last year, there was really nothing you could do except for make sure that everybody was out of its way and stand back.
Davis joined a dozen local officials yesterday for the first of many wildfire town halls. This summer could be even more prone to fire than last year. And that is why the Forest Service, led by new District Ranger Adam Bianchi, continues clearing beetle kill.
We've managed to harvest about 13,000 acres over the last decade.
Recent clear cuts are funded in part by a voter-approved tax, but Dan Schroeder of CSU Extension says homeowners can do their part too.
So we look at defensible space as a way to help ourselves and our community get through a future incident if we end up having one. And by the way, you don't want to be the home that burns down your neighborhood. Why don't you be the home that stands as an example of what all your neighbors ought to and can do?
The county's free chipping program gets rolling in mid-June. Learn more online. 2002 and 2012 were extremely dry years for Summit County and most of the West, and local water commissioner Troy Wineland warns 2021 is heading that way.
We are not going to exceed even the rosiest forecasts for peak flow on both the 10 Mile and the Snake, and as a corollary, all the other streams and rivers here in Summit County.
Three things got us here: below average snowfall this winter, extremely dry soil, and a warm, dry April when high alpine snowpack withered away.
That snowpack is Colorado's largest reservoir. The reservoir behind me tries to capture a portion of that, but that snow, if we can keep it up on the mountainside as long as possible, that's ideal.
He's referring to Dillon Reservoir. The summer forecast does not help things. National Weather Service predicts below average precipitation and above average temperatures now through August. Colorado River District holds a virtual State of the River seminar tonight, reviewing partnerships, funding, and the impact of wildfire on the entire Colorado River Basin. That meeting is tonight, starting at 6. Register through coloradoriverdistrict.org. Colorado Parks and Wildlife is asking boaters to avoid Browns Canyon this holiday weekend. But why? Glenn Catone with the Arkansas Headwaters.
If the number of boats exceeds the carrying capacity of that section of river, then we're supposed to start a permit system. And we don't want that. I know the general public doesn't want that.
Since 2018, that holiday weekend has drawn nearly 1,200 private trips to boat ramps at Browns, as many as 238 on a single day in 2018. Prevent future permitting and avoid boat ramp congestion by floating fractions to the north or Bighorn Canyon to the south. Breckenridge Town Council this week heard results from a resident survey showing locals increasingly think Breck is a great place to visit, but a hard place to live. And here's what council had to say, summed up by Jeff Bergeron.
I mean, that might not mean that they think it sucks. It might mean that it's very difficult to live here, or they don't want anybody else living here.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how I would answer.
Locals want the town to prioritize community and open space over increased tourism and nonstop events. In sports, the Rockies lost a doubleheader to the Mets today, 1-0 and 4-2. Tonight, the Nuggets play the Trailblazers at 8:30. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Summit High Boys Lacrosse plays Aspen at home today. Girls Lacrosse is over in Edwards for Battle Mountain. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.